Welcome back to NewsMakers. We are with National's Ilam MP, Gerry Brownlee. Just a quickie on the ETS. Ngāi Tahu and the iwi leadership group have done very well out of the ETS, and I just want you to comment on something Fran O'Sullivan wrote a week or so ago. She described this deal as a preferential rort brought about by brown male. Is she right?
No, she's not right.
Why?
Because a deal is a deal. And part of the deal for Ngāi Tahu particularly was around their forestry. So the Crown settled a grievance, had a value on it, and then through the ETS was about to strip a significant amount of that value out. Yeah. So I think the compromise position is actually a win for everyone. We're going to see 70,000 hectares of relatively low-grade scrubby type land planted in native trees, which will have life cycle of a very, very long time. So it's a 70-year project, and I think it's actually got a lot more going for it than people might see at first glance. If
Ngāi Tahu really was the victim of some great injustice here, with respect to the value of their holdings being affected by future government policies...
I think that's the point. What could... All treaty settlements have relativity clauses in them.
Right.
Various governments in the past have put these things in. So as soon as relativity gets destroyed somewhere, you go back through the whole process. And we are adamant that we're going to fix this thing as quickly as we possibly can. We've nominally put the date 2014. We weren't prepared to destroy the relativity aspects. And so this is a deal. But, you know, the land remains the land owned by the Conservation Department. And you've got a 70-year forestry arrangement on native trees. It can't be a bad deal.
They've done well out of it though, haven't they?
Well, I think what they've done is protect their position, and anyone in the commercial sector would want to do that.
Okay. There has been much ado about the prospect of mass indoor dairy farming in the Mackenzie, and a number of your colleagues have expressed their misgivings. What's your impression about this, Gerry?
Total misgivings. If you go back to the comments we were making before about New Zealand's agricultural prowess in the world, we're very, very good grass farmers here, and these guys are making an application. They'll get their day in court, and I don't want to say anything that might prejudice that. But it does seem to me a step in a direction that New Zealand doesn't really need to go in.
Are you saddened, and I know that sounds all very emotional, but are you saddened that this wonderful wilderness landscape, the Mackenzie, is in danger of being devoured by dairyland?
Well, I don't think they're going to put sheds all over it, but you know, it's tough country. It's got its own rugged beauty. And you know, let's just see what happens in the consent process. But I think there's enough scepticism around about the potential that it may well be one of those things that people apply for, but doesn't go much further.
Orangi School, it's on your patch.
Yep.
You haven't really seemed to have been the most enthusiastic electorate cheerleader for the school. Why not?
What people don't understand is that within a 1.5k radius of our Rangi school, there are 4 other primary schools.
This is a very different school.
Well, in what way?
Well, it's got language nests, it's got a bilingual unit.
It's had a bilingual unit for 2 years. A lot of these things are not quite as they appear to be presented, in my view.
Right.
I've visited that school frequently. Well, I better not say frequently, but regularly over the time that I've been the MP. But as I say, I've got to look after the interests of 4 schools in that district. They're the 5th school. There is capacity in those other areas. And at the final consideration is the well-being of those kids and the opportunities that they're given. And they're more than just you know, educational learning, it's environment and everything else. And I think there has been a process. The process has come up with the decision to close it. There's now a judicial review. So the court will make a consideration about that late next week, and I really don't want to say too much more than that.
Ngāi Tahu signalled its desire to enter a joint venture for the funding of the building program, and I know that the government has just recently launched a policy on private-public partnerships for education. Why didn't the government pursue the overture from Ngāi Tahu?
Well, I'm not sure how much of an overture was actually made. I know it was talked about in the newspaper. I can tell you I've never been made aware of a hard proposal in that regard. I think they had a look at it because they thought it might be useful. I don't know what they finally concluded on that, though.
Okay. Do you believe the Māori Party will be able to keep Honi on the leash next year?
Look, I don't like talking about Honi Harawira. Every time you talk about him, you're giving the guy a bit of air to breathe, and you know, I just don't want to be party to that. You know, a lot of people are getting sort of I don't know, overly exercised on this. You know, society's full of people that express odd and dislocated views at various times. It's how you react to those that either makes them relevant or not.
Right.
I don't want to do anything that makes those views relevant.
As you will be aware, a lot of New Zealanders were perturbed that the Māori Party leadership never actually challenged the thrust of his comments, merely the manner in which he said them.
I don't think that's right. The two leaders were adamant that the comments were unacceptable and that they were inappropriate. I don't think you can be much stronger in the way you might condemn those comments.
All right. Phil Goff, will he be leading Labour at the next election?
I suspect he will be.
It's a tough slog, isn't it?
It's a tough slog. I mean, I just, you know, in politics, you often take the opportunity to, you know, point out the failings of your opponents. And all I can say is that I think he's done his best. I think he's the best they've got. And, you know, it's up to them to decide how they want to, I suppose, present themselves over the next short while.
I've got 30 seconds. What is Gerry Brownlee getting from Santa?
I don't know. Hopefully some time off.
Really?
Yeah.
What is the Brownlee family going to be doing over the summer break? Where do you disappear to?
We will be we'll be going away for a bit of a holiday somewhere here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're not going to tell us your location?
No, I'm not.
You don't want to be annoyed?
Oh no, people don't annoy you. It's a great time of year. I just hope the weather comes right for everybody to enjoy a bit of space.
Yeah. Are you enjoying the job?
Yes, I think far more than opposition, obviously, because you're doing things every day. And I think certainly in my area, if I look back on the year, we've made a bit of a difference. And I think the long-term effect will be very good for the overall economy.
Good stuff. Thank you very much for your time. Merry Christmas. Gerry Brownlee, thanks for your company. Good night.